Laker Nation, welcome into the Los Angeles Lakers Report. I'm Chase Sr. This is what I want you to do. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the Lakers Report. We are pushing out videos all week long, the latest news, rumors, trades, and signings that all have to do with the Los Angeles Lakers. We have you covered here at Chat Sports. We're also closing in on 33,000 subscribers, so help us get to that number and join the family. Hit that big red button down below and head to youtube.com/LakersTV. All right, let's ride. It is the Los Angeles Lakers Report on Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Let's kick off the show by turning the page back to All-Star Weekend, because that is what started all of this drama that's going on with the Warriors and Lakers right now. All thanks to a tweet from LeBron James. This is what he had to say after the All-Star game. He said, "Finally got to share the floor with Steph and Curry. Well overdue, and I loved every single second. Hashtag greatest shooter of all time. Hashtag changed how the game is played by himself alone. Respect beyond words. Hashtag just some kids born in Akron." Fun fact, Steph Curry and LeBron James were both born in the same hospital in Ohio. How about that? So Kendrick Perkins used that as fuel to come up with a really scorching hot take the other day on the Jump on ESPN. And this is what he had to say about Steph Curry's contract situation with the Golden State Warriors. Perk, with Steph not signing his contract extension, yes, I get it. He's going to get more money, but it's no guarantee. And we saw all the joy, we saw all the laughter in the All-Star game between him and LeBron James, chest bumping and high-fiving. Hey, look, I'm telling you right now, I don't put anything past anyone in the NBA. Which is true, because in the player movement, player power era of the NBA, anything can happen. And we see these types of transactions that seem to come out of nowhere. Steph Curry going to the Lakers after next season, it would be absolute insanity, and it would send a ripple effect across the entire NBA. I don't think it happens, but this type of conjecture, these types of rumors, they are fun. And these rumors are swirling right now because of Steph Curry's contract situation with the Warriors. Him and Golden State did not agree to an extension prior to the December 21st deadline. Curry has said recently he is 1,000% set on finishing his career with the Warriors, but his deal does expire after next season, in which he's due to make a little less than $46 million. If Steph Curry does hop on board with LeBron James, Anthony Davis and company, my goodness, what an addition it would be, because the numbers that Steph Curry is putting up this year, out of this world. He's right in there in the thick of the MVP race with LeBron James, averaging a tick under 30 points per game. He's shooting nearly 48% from the floor and over 41% from three. So, Steph Curry to the Lakers, fun rumors, fun conjecture, not anything that I think is realistic, but we're going to pose the question to the audience because this is your opportunity to hop on board and join the show. What do you make of these rumors, and what would you give up, Laker Nation, to pick up Steph Curry and sign him after next season? If you want to sacrifice an arm, type A. If you want to sacrifice a leg, type L. I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I don't think it's happening. This is all about leverage. Steph Curry didn't sign this deal because after next season, if he continues to play like he's playing this year at an MVP clip, he could be in store for even more money. So this is all about leverage. And if Steph Curry were to leave the Warriors, I look at potential destinations like possibly Charlotte, where he grew up, where his father played, not the Los Angeles Lakers. But we can always dream about these types of scenarios. So it's time for March Madness, one of the best times of the year. And you won't find a better deal out there than what we have going on at Chat Sports. 4 games in the NCAA tournament kicking off tomorrow. The Lakers also play the Hornets tomorrow night on Thursday. So if you're watching this on Thursday, Lakers play the Hornets tonight. If you want to place some bets and make some bread, head to chatsports.com/Lakers. Use the promo code LAKERS125. And how about this? You get a 125% deposit bonus. Again, you will not find a better deal out on the internet right now. So that link below, chatsports.com/Lakers. Head there. 125% deposit bonus. I mentioned the NCAA tournament. Here are the odds. Hey, is Gonzaga going to go undefeated? Possibly. I personally like Illinois. I think they're the deepest and most talented team in the country behind Gonzaga. But those are your odds right there. And how about Houston in there at 13-1 odds? So there are your odds for the champions in the NCAA tournament. And also, if you make a $100 deposit, we will send you a free Los Angeles Lakers jersey. That is right. A free Los Angeles Lakers deposit if you make that $100 deposit plus the 125% bonus. And if you send us an email at chatsports, we're going to hit you with the email right now, lakers@chatsports.com. Send us that email to pick up your jersey. If you have sent us that email, don't panic. We will get back to you and we will get you your jersey. This is the Los Angeles Lakers Report here on Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Appreciate all of you for riding with us. Let's get into the latest Lakers news and rumors with the trade deadline 8 days away. So could Myles Turner be a potential target for LA? This is a solid player, guys. He currently leads the NBA in blocks, and according to the Indianapolis Star, multiple teams are involved and interested. They've reached out to the Pacers in regards to Myles Turner, including the Knicks, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Pelicans. And the Pacers right now, according to the Indy Star, aren't shopping Turner, but with the trade deadline a little more than a week away, things can happen. And Myles Turner is under contract through the 2022-23 season at a pretty reasonable price at $17.5 million. And I mentioned him leading the league in blocks right now. Hey, he can also fill the stat sheet as well, averaging a little more than 13 points per game. The rebound numbers, given that he's a center, they're just okay. But this is a defensive stopper in the front court who can alter shots, block shots, and change the complexion of the game defensively. And he's also shooting 49% from the floor. So what is your interest level in Myles Turner if you're the Lakers? Hop into the comment section. I want you to scale this one 1 to 10. So we move on here. My interest in Myles Turner, I think it's viable interest between the Lakers and Myles Turner. And if you think about it, Myles Turner, obviously with the Pacers right now, as I mentioned, Frank Vogel, the current coach with the Lakers, actually coached Myles Turner his rookie year in Indy. So there is a comparison, there is a connection there. So Frank Vogel knows the player. He also looks at his roster right now and realizes that, hey, we need a center. We need a viable front court option, and Myles Turner could possibly be that for the Los Angeles Lakers. So that is a name to keep an eye out on. Let's move on to PJ Tucker. So PJ Tucker has been linked to the Lakers for the last couple of weeks. He is not currently playing as Houston tries to find a trade partner. And yeah, PJ Tucker might be 35 years old, but this is a scrappy, rugged veteran who can hit threes. He can also defend, and this is another option to keep an eye out on if you're the Los Angeles Lakers. And the Athletic did come up with a trade idea, and we've covered PJ Tucker possibly going to the Lakers for a while. Here's what the Athletic had to come up with. So the Lakers would receive PJ Tucker and Kenyon Martin Jr., yes, the son of Kenyon Martin. And the Rockets would receive Wesley Matthews, Alfonso McKinney, Jared Dudley, who's currently hurt right now, and a 2023 second-round pick. Dudley probably going to retire after this year, might be an option to coach a team, but he would just be a throw-in with this deal. So would you make this trade, Laker Nation? Type Y for yes and type N for no. Let's get to some other players who were tied to the Lakers with the trade deadline right on the horizon. We talk about Myles Turner. We talk about PJ Tucker. Andre Drummond is another hot name who's also been linked to LA. He's averaging 17.5 points per game. LaMarcus Aldridge and the Spurs are going to try to work together on a deal, so he's available as well, and the Lakers are interested in him, according to reports. And on that secondary tier with LaMarcus Aldridge, you're looking at guys like Hassan Whiteside, who's averaging a little more than 8 points per game, and we continue this list with the other players that the Lakers are possibly interested in. JaVale McGee, could there be a reunion between McGee and the Lakers? Trevor Ariza is an intriguing option. He has not played this year. Actually, he's on the Oklahoma City Thunder, hasn't played because of personal reasons, but he is willing to come back to join and hop on board a title contender, so possibly he's available as well. And then there's a name out there like DeMarcus Cousins, who's also on that secondary option. So hop into the comment section. Which player of those players that I listed are you interested in? Hop into the comment section and list that name below. For me, I think Andre Drummond is the number one option. 17.5 points per game. He's averaging nearly 14 rebounds. If Andre Drummond is either traded for by the Lakers, picked up on the buyout market, I already think the Lakers are the number one team in the Western Conference. I think that he would give them a further boost and make them all-around favorites across the entire NBA, right up there with teams like the Brooklyn Nets, the Philadelphia 76ers, and other teams in a jam-packed Western Conference. So for me, if I'm Rob Pelinka, I'm going all in on Andre Drummond. And the thing to monitor here, if the Lakers don't trade for him, Drummond, because he's due around $28, $29 million, he could get bought out and become a free agent. Two more players I want to get to here. And there are two shooting options that very intriguing for the Lakers because in addition to front court help, they do need shooters. And there are two names who might be available, J.J. Redick and Wayne Ellington. At this point in their career, similar players. Redick a little bit older at 36 years old. Wayne Ellington, 33 years old. And the stats side to side, pretty similar. Wayne Ellington might be able to give you a little bit more defensively. J.J. Redick may be a more accurate shooter, but two shooting options to keep an eye out on as the trade deadline approaches for the Lakers. So, which player do you prefer? If it's J.J. Redick, type JR. If it's Wayne Ellington, type WE. I'm going to go ahead and put WE in the comment section because that's where I'm leaning. This is the Lakers Report here on Chat Sports. Hey, if you haven't already done so, make sure you subscribe. Trade deadline coming up. There are a flurry of moves that are going to happen across the association, including the Lakers. And if those moves do indeed come to fruition, we're going to cover it here. So hit that big red button down below and head to youtube.com/LakersTV and subscribe now.